But I can only think of one thing that was cut in Full Metal, and it wasn't that big a deal. I mean, it wasn't a huge thing. When Scar blew...
Oh, that guy's head off.
Yeah.
Boss Gron.
Yeah.
Blew his head off, right? In the original, and you see explosion, blood thing. You didn't see that on Cartoon Network. Now, when you buy the DVDs, you do. But very, very little of Full Metal was edited. They try to get away, and Funimation is an advocate for trying to keep as much in as possible. Most of the studios are. They're all about trying to keep as much of the content there as possible. And shows that go direct to DVD usually have all the content is there. But shows that go on television have to be tweaked a little bit. Question? Yeah.
How did you get into voice acting?
How did I get into voice acting? Well, let's see. Last night we talked about this a little bit. I was working with a friend about 11 years ago in Houston on a video production. And he said, you have a lot of acting experience, don't you? And I said, yeah. And he said, well, I'm working with this company in town, and you ought to go and audition for them. They do Japanese animation shows, and they need actors to voice the characters in English. So I went and auditioned at ADV, and I got cast, and then I just kept getting cast. And at the time, it was a very small little, very, very small little business. ADV was half the size of this room. Had one little studio. And the guy that was directing was also the engineer, and it was, I mean, it was a small little thing. And now, you know, these studios have their own buildings with hallways with 10 studios and mixing rooms and stuff, and it's amazing how it's grown. But I was just very fortunate to get in at the beginning when it was still very small. And then after working at ADV, I met people at Funimation, and I started working there, and then I would meet people in LA and get the opportunity to work there. So it's just kind of took me quite by surprise, I must say. It was quite an unexpected opportunity that I'm very grateful for. Yeah.
You told me to remind you of this, so I wanted to know what your opinion is on piracy in the anime industry.
Let's talk about this, you guys.
We get a shot of vodka.
Vodka. As Chekhov would say. Okay. This, you guys, this has become a more and more prevalent and very threatening problem. Piracy, people downloading stuff, putting stuff up on the internet, and people downloading it instead of buying it, will destroy this industry. It's already begun to. And Genion is no more. That's just the beginning. I don't even know what to say except that people who download it unwittingly, they think they're saving themselves money and that that's cool, but they're unwittingly destroying the very thing they love. Because all of these companies need to spend money to make the product, right? I mean, that's just common sense. They have to spend money. American companies have to spend money to buy the license for a show, which is a lot. Then they have to pay all of the money for the studio equipment and time and materials to record the show. Then they have to pay the actors to act in the show. Then they have to pay the engineers to record and mix the show. Then they have to pay companies to author DVDs, and then they have to pay companies to press and create thousands of DVDs. Then they have to pay artists to create the artwork for the DVDs and the inserts. Then they have to pay companies to distribute it, put it out to stores where you can buy it. They have to spend a lot of money to deliver the product to you. If you go online and download it for free, they make nothing. They recoup nothing. And they lose money, and before long, they can't do it anymore. And you guys, it's not even just the American companies. Japanese companies are in big trouble too, because they make money when you buy English shows, right? I mean, they make money when you buy Full Metal in English, because it's they own the property. So they make a portion of that as well, or whatever show it is. It might interest you to know, many of the Japanese companies are in such trouble, they actually get money infused to finish shows from American companies. A perfect example, Full Metal Panic. The company, who is it, Gainax? The company that made Full Metal Panic, which is a great show, you guys. It was a great show, very popular, sold a lot of units, but when they wanted to make the next season, they couldn't do it. They couldn't afford it. They were halfway through the production, and they were going to have to shut it down, and ADV came in and said, we'll make you a deal. We will give you the money, we will front you the money to finish Full Metal Panic second raid, but in return, we get the license. So they're investing. In fact, you know what? I take it back. I don't think it was second raid. I think it was the first one. I think it was the original Full Metal Panic, the first season. They were halfway through, and they were running low on money, and ADV said, we will subsidize the rest of it, but part of the deal is we get to release it in English. And they did. So it's not just the American companies that are going to fold if people don't stop stealing. Sorry, that's what it is, right? I mean, you take something that belongs to someone else without paying, that's what's called stealing. And I'm not pointing any fingers, and I understand. I mean, I understand that you may think, I'm just one person. What's $10, you know? These companies have millions. It's not going to make any difference to them. We'll multiply yourself by 10,000. You know? And I don't think people really think about the fact that they love it so much, and they want to watch it, and they want to see it, and they want to collect these series, and they want to know what's going on. You know what I hear? I hear this all the time. Well, what I do is I download it, and if I like it, then I'll buy it. No, that doesn't work. Hey, sweetie. You guys, this is one of my favorite Rangers. This is Jana.
Hello.
Yay! Come here, give me a hug. Sorry. You download this stuff because you love it. You watch it because you love it. And what people don't see, they don't think about the long-term effects of it. They're looking at right now. They're looking at this week. I saved $10. Sweet. I saved $30 because I didn't go buy this volume of Evangelion. I downloaded it. Sweet. Cool. I rule. Well, that's great. For this week you rule. But if you look down the road, there may be no more Evangelion. Or whatever show. You know what I'm saying? The shows that might have come, the series that you might have seen, won't be finished. And if they're finished, they won't be available for you in your native language or to collect in English. And if you get them from Japan, they'll cost you $80. Because they have to, because nobody's paying for them. You understand? They can either sell you 3 of them at $20 or sell 1 for $60. If people are taking them, then what can they do? You know? It's a tough time right now, you guys. A lot of studios are really struggling. They're reorganizing. They're trying to figure out what to do because they don't want to go under. And trust me, you don't want them to go under. Do you? Nobody wants that. But singular peoples, individuals are making choices that are heading in that direction. I know Greg Ayers, a good friend of mine, that voice actor, is a very